This is part two of becoming your best version. We started by saying that for one to have the best kind of life, for one to move from being average to becoming your best, you have to make sure all three parts of your life, spirit, soul, and body, is in harmony. And for you to achieve that, for you to achieve harmony, or for you to achieve your best version in any of these areas, making sure all of them are working, in synergy, you must take 100% responsibility for your life. I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm not going to talk so much on that. I'll just move on to the next thing you need to do to make sure you're the best version of yourself. And that second thing you need to do is you have to dare to be you. You have to dare to be you. Becoming you is not your best version. It's not that easy, like I said in the part one. Becoming your best version takes courage. Becoming your best version takes takes tenacity, takes determination, takes you being resilient, takes you becoming determined that this path you have chosen for yourself, this great path you have chosen for yourself, you must become that person. It takes courage to look at everybody and say, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be number two. I want to be number one when it comes to every area of my life. It's good to emulate people. It's good to have role models, but you don't want your role model to become the standard for you. You can exceed them. As much as you're following their path, you're becoming, trying to emulate those good principles they are using to achieve success in their life. You want to also shine your own light. What I tell people is this: shine your shine, let me shine my shine. It's funny, but it's true. As much as I'm looking up to you, as much as I'm trying to learn from you, I also want to shine. I don't want your star to block me. And it takes courage to do this. And if you have a role model or, someone you're emulating, you're looking up to your mentor that doesn't want you to shine your own shine, they only want you to shine their own shine, then it's time for you to begin to redefine that relationship. Because in becoming your best version, you have to dare. You have to look at the mirror and tell yourself, I must become my best version. And my best version is not the shadow of another person. This means becoming your best version. Number one, daring, it takes a lot. It means there is no front that I call. This is your pretend side. It means you're killing your pretend side. That part where you just find yourself, you don't want people to see you in a particular light. You keep pretending, I don't like this, I don't want that. While in the inside of you, you're denying the truth. You're denying that thing you're denying is the real thing that you want. But because you don't want to offend anybody, or you don't want to offend particular people, or because everybody in that environment behave in a particular way, you begin to deny the truth. You begin to pretend. It means for you to dare to be you, you need to make sure you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, whatever is your name, but I'll just say, Amina, this is not you. Amina, you like eating in a particular way. You don't like using too much cutleries and all that and all that. I remember going somewhere the other day and they gave me food in a very beautiful plate, but the plate was so heavy, broken plate and all that. And it was something else. My house, from where I grew up from and all that, we have all those plates, but we hardly use them. And as I was eating, I kept hearing that kak sound. And it was frustrating. At some point, I just went, please, can you just give me a rubber plate? Let me turn this. I'm just being me. I don't want to pretend I'm, obodo ibo and all that and all that. Can I eat with all those plates? Yes, I can. But at that point, I don't see denying me enjoying the meal while I'm hungry, getting angry and all that in the inside of me. So I had to just come to terms that is not my style. So becoming your best version. Someone will say, but Amina, shouldn't we learn how to eat with that? I'm just using that as an example. But you can look at yourself thoroughly and ask yourself, what area have I been pretending? What area have I been putting front, and telling people, this is me, while it's not you? What area have you been pretending that you're rich, while you know that you have so much debt that you need to look at, and find a way of dealing with? Are you pretending with the kind of clothes you wear, just to show people you can slay, while in the real sense, you're just borrowing up, buying those clothes in debt from, a boutique and all that. You don't have to pretend. If you want to become your best version, you have to look at yourself critically and ask yourself, what is my strength and what is my weakness? What is my strength and what is my weakness? This brings to mind Zacchaeus in the Bible. Zacchaeus, I like that man so much. He knows his strength and he knows his weaknesses. Zacchaeus knows that his weakness is, Zacchaeus said, I am short, and he doesn't need you to tell him he was short. He didn't need to pretend that he was short, just like me, my height. At some point in my life when I was in school, I was always on high heels. Pretending I was not short. But hey, Amina is not a tall person. So at some point, I developed back pain, developed ankle injury and all that. I had to look at myself one day and tell myself the truth. Amina, just like Zacchaeus, you're short. Just deal with it. You need to make sure you wear shoes that will make you comfortable, not shoes that will make you cry and make you suffer. Zacchaeus looked at himself and said, I have a weakness, and that weakness is that I am short. Guess what he did? He leveraged on the next thing by his side, the tree, and he climbed the tree. If you don't look at your weaknesses, you don't know them, you pretend they're not even there, you will not even know what to leverage on. Zacchaeus was a smart man. He recognized his weakness, and then he looked at the strength by his side, which was that sycamore tree, and he quickly climbed it to look at the master. It's the same thing with every area of your life. Know your strength, know your weakness, but capitalize on your strength. If you don't look at your weakness, consciously, people at some point will notice. No, and then you're not living for people. Even you will notice, which is the most painful thing about life. When you look at you and you tell you, or you see you lying to you, that can erode your self-esteem as a person, because you're a liar. So you don't even need someone to tell you you're lying. You just know you're already lying. You live with guilt. You live with pain. You live with shame, knowing that you're not looking at those parts of your life that needs to be looked at. If you know your weakness, you quickly look for help. You quickly call for a coach, call for a therapist, for them to help you see how you can deal with these things and move on. If not, like I said, you will become a liar to yourself. And the biggest lie you can ever do, the biggest lie you can ever tell, is the one you tell yourself. You can never leave you nor forsake you. So imagine living with you 24/7 and lying to yourself that you're someone else while you know you're not that person. Don't pretend. It doesn't matter your status in the society. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. One of my sisters advised me and said, Amina, do not become famous based on what people think you are. Don't base your success in life based on what people say you are or who they perceive you to be. Though sometimes, their perception of you might come from, some of the values you've sold to them or some of the things you've said around them. But that should not define you. In daring to be your best version, in becoming your best version in life, you must make sure nobody defines you. People do not define you, especially the people that are closest to you, your family members, your friends, your colleagues. They shouldn't be the ones that should define how your life should be. It means in daring, you have to sing that song. That doesn't mean you don't sit with a coach and ask them this song, or a music producer, for example, directing. But that song that you have inside of you, you have to start singing it. Sing it until you sing your version 1.0. Version 2.0 will not come out. Until you sing that version 2.0, version 3.0 will not come out. There has to be an upgrade in every area of your life. Look at yourself daily and say, I refuse to be defined by the people around me. I refuse to even define me, because you can tell yourself a lie, because you can tell yourself you are who you're not supposed to be. So where should your definition come from? Where should your self-esteem, come from? Where should you be living from? What fountain of your life should we be experiencing? Your definition must come from your Creator. Yes, your definition must come from your creator. Nobody knows its product better than the manufacturer. God made you in his image and in his likeness. Go back into the manual, go back into the word of God. Look at yourself from the mirror that God has given you, from the person he has crafted you to be. Nelson Mandela, I think it was in his inaugural speech, he said, we are supposed to manifest the glory of God. That is who you are. That is what should come out of you. That dream should come out from you becoming your best version, from God defining who you are. Max Lucado said you're not mass produced. So you should not be blending. You should not be going the way that everybody is going. In this time and age of technology, people just allow everything they see define them, from the internet, their best celebrity and all that. And then they begin to blend in and color their hair and wear a particular earring, or a cloth that is not even their style. And sometimes I even feel for some people, even this clothing doesn't fit their weather, but they wear it because they've seen one celebrity wearing it. You begin to conform to the image of the people around you. You begin to conform to the image of your celebrity on television. You begin to conform to the image of your pastor, though his style, his hairstyle doesn't even fit you. Please and please, be yourself. Dress the way that is appropriate for where you are going. Don't just say, somebody like, hey, Amina told me to be myself, and myself is wearing, a short clothes and all that and all that. Well, I don't know what you want to sell and who you want to become or what you want to define yourself to be. If wearing a short clothes is, which I think is not, then you will find yourself doing that. But you must be modest in everything you do, in your clothing, in the way you talk, in the places you go to. There are places I will not be found, because everybody is going there. I don't have to go there because it is not me. That place, because everybody is there, that will not define me. They say, you don't understand. Every, life coach, in the States, in the country, they go to this particular place to meet and all that they have to. But in that place, they don't do the things that I would love to do. They don't behave. They don't drink what I will drink. They don't eat what I will drink. So why go sit down there and blend and become part two of these persons and become, their shadow and become someone who God has not, what the person that God has not made me to be? Please shine your shine again, like I said, but make sure you're shining the glory of God. Make sure you're becoming your best version that God has created you to be. That talent He has put in the inside of you, that potential God has placed in the inside of you. Don't be ashamed to bring it out. We are all waiting to experience that. Remember, it is your strength that scares you. Most times, it's not even your weakness. It is not because people will laugh at you. It is not because the society will not accept you. No, it is your strength that you're also afraid of. Bring out that strength and you find out that there are people that will cheer you up. It's not everybody that will celebrate, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. You need to come to terms with that and just make sure the glory that God has placed in the inside of you is what is shining, and that is what will save the world. If you don't do that, some people may never be saved. If you don't let that glory shine, some people may never get food to eat in their life. If you don't come out and showcase that talent, that giftings, there are people that may never smile because you refuse to give that joke, because you refuse to come out and speak when you're supposed to, because you refuse to stand up and give someone the courage that it is possible to stand. We are all waiting to see that glory in the inside of you. Remember, becoming your best version takes you daring to be courageous, takes you daring, you just have to stand. You just have to stand and tell yourself, I can do this. Be fearful, but make sure you live the life that God has placed in the inside of you. See you next time. Thank you.